So hello friends, let's start our today topic. Basically today we will move with basically data binding with object. Okay. So what is the basically meaning of data binding with object? Okay, let me uh, explain it. Data binding with object. Okay, so how basically we are going to bind object, any type of object, okay, object with our view, okay, using the data binding actually. Okay, so for the demonstration, okay, let me show you. Okay, let me show you one type of demo example. Suppose this is the basically our application. Okay, this is the screen. Okay, suppose any type of object is there. Okay, that object for that purpose, basically suppose here is the text view. Okay, here is one text view. Okay, suppose I want to give here the name. Okay, and name of the student. Suppose a student is the object here. Okay, and that object has basically, suppose a student is the object here. Okay, so suppose here the student is the object here, and this student object having basically two value. Suppose two value. Okay, suppose the two value. Okay, the value is basically it's the first name or last name. Suppose, okay, f name string, and well, l name string. So this is basically the basically this is basically the object. Okay, and this object basically we want to set in the basically text view. Suppose the student object having the value is, okay, the value is like this. The value is suppose like this. Let me, sorry, let me explain like this. Suppose the object value is suppose student. Okay, first time suppose I have given, suppose it's Rakesh Sharma. Okay, then whatever the text we have basically here, it will show Rakesh Sharma. It is basically the text view basically. Okay, to text view. So let me demonstrate. Okay, how to set object with view using the data binding. Okay, so for the demonstration, very quickly, let's create one fresh project. Let's create one fresh project. Data binding with the object. Kotlin. So very quickly, let me also copy this library that I have to paste in basically in our Gradle. So build.gradle module level. Let's sync here. So now it's sync done. Now we have to move to the basically first XML file. Here is basically good. Good. So here is basically one text view already. Okay. So the next text view I want to see here. I want to show here. Let me give the id here. tbfname fname, and here is the basically fname. Just I have copy and make paste, and here is the basically lname last name. Bottom top to top, start to end of, start to start of, okay, end to end of, start to start of. Just remove this. Okay, to write off, okay, constant write to write off, constant write to write off. Okay, so write to write off for first name. So left to right of, left, right to left of, right to left of, right to left of, sorry, right to left of, no? mm, left to left to right of, left to right of, fine, it's good. Now just let me give some text size 20 sp, text style bold. Let me make this same for the second one. Let me give some space, margin left, margin left, margin left, margin left. Suppose it's 5 degrees, 5 degrees of margin. Now it's good, fine. Okay, fine. Margin right, it's also 5 degrees. So suppose, okay, suppose this is first time and last time. Now, so first of all, we have to make the data binding. Okay, so we have to write the layout tag here, layout tag, fine. So now, okay, enabling the data binding. Now first of all, make the reference variable of binding. So binding, what will be the name of the binding? Activity main binding, activity main binding. Okay, now let me initialize it. So binding is equals to data binding util. So data binding util dot set content view. For with this data binding util, we have to pass the current class context. Okay, context and the name of the XML file. Now next one is what? Okay, so first make one data class. Okay, object class, and the object I am making here using the data basically. So Kotlin, okay, what data class. So data class is suppose a student. A student is the data class, okay, and this student having basically well f name string, well l name string. Okay, this is the two property of this data binding object. Okay, now what we have to do, let me create one method here. Okay, so I'm creating method here, private, okay, private function, okay, fun get a student. Get a student is the name of the function, okay, which is going to return the basically a student class object, a student class object, okay, and just return here student, okay, and this student is going to take first name and last name. Suppose first name is Rakesh and last name is Sarma. Okay, now we are going to call this object in the basically on create method. So well student student is equals to get a student. Okay, now fine. Okay, so this student property is going to we have to set in view basically. So first name dot text, set text is basically set text is equals to student object dot first name. Okay, binding dot tb last name dot text is equals to student dot lm. Okay, hope we will get our expected output. Okay, let's see. And connect. Hope the application will be launched with the expected output of this output as the first name and the last name is as expected. Okay, now so this is the basically object is going to directly we are going to bind with the basically data binding with the basically view. Okay, so rather than using like this way, you can also use this way. You can also use like this way. Okay, making the data inside basically variable. Okay, name of the variable is basically suppose it's the student, suppose a student. Okay, and which type it is, basically student type. Object is which type, student type. Yes, it is the student type. Now in the place of text basically we can use like this is the way of binding actually. So student which student? Basically this student actually. Okay, so student dot student at the rate student, we have to use student dot first name, and here also at the rate student dot last name. This way we can also bind the data with the object with the basically view. So no, hope something went wrong. Let me check. Something went wrong. Yeah. Okay. So now, so here basically we have to get the student. So we have to use, sorry, binding dot student, okay, is equals to get it. This binding dot student means this student actually. Which student? This student. Okay, this student is going to bind with this object. Hope this will execute our expected result. Yeah, as expected the output is here. So we have seen how the basically object is going to bind with the view using the data binding. Okay, using the binding object as well as using the XML file. Okay, so this way basically when this way basically we have bind it, I have bind it. Okay, so this is called nothing but one-way data binding. Okay, we will learn more about it. Okay, thanks for watching.